This video will show you how to release tension in the muscles at the side of your hip, tensor fasciae lata, the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus, the hip abductor group.
So your abductor muscles are on the sides of your pelvis and they help your legs do this movement. They also, on the standing leg, stabilise your pelvis level when you're doing the movement with the other leg. So they're keeping the pelvis horizontal instead of dropping like this or having to compensate by leaning over. So they're really important muscles, and they often get very tight. People who run a lot or do a lot of exercise, also people with back pain, these muscles can end up having to compensate for stiffness in other areas by having to work harder to keep you going forward as opposed to moving too much sideways. So they get tight and stiff. That can cause other issues down the leg. Sometimes runner's knee can be caused by tightness or irritation up here because they connect to some of them connect to the IT band, which comes down to the side of the knee. Also, if there's tightness here, people can end up rolling their knee in because it adjusts how the thigh bone sits. That will then load your foot differently, and you can even get bunions because of tightness in this area. So the tennis ball is very useful. The way to massage it to help soften up those muscles is to lie down on your side in a reclining position, keeping your top hip tipped slightly forward, your elbow and your hips and your knees on the floor. So we're not kind of up here like this, and we're not like knees in the air. Find those bony corners of your hip, your pelvis bones, and then what we're doing is putting the tennis ball just behind there. So into this area that imagine is where your pocket is. That's where that soft triangle of muscle is supposed to be, between this bony corner of the pelvis and this side bone of your hip. So this area here. It's quite tricky to find. If you tip this hip forward, you'll be able to find the tennis ball and digs into it nicely. You're supposed to be nice and relaxed. Taking a lot of weight through this front arm and through your elbow, you're just going to rock forward and backwards or up and down as it feels good to you, and massage it like this. It's a very small space. You're only going a few centimetres each way, but if you've got stiffness and tightness here, you'll really feel it significantly getting to the point. You can go around in circles as well as helpful. So you're not on the bone, you're in the gap between the bones here. So 3 minutes or so, whatever you can tolerate. If it's too much initially, because there's a lot of weight going through that ball, which can feel very pokey, you can fold up a towel or something just to give it a bit of softness and a bit more broad pressure. But trying to keep everything relaxed. We're not kind of bracing, we're not doing a side plank. It's just using your body to move over the ball and massage those hip abductor muscles.